Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series of Technical Communication. Today we are going to do lecture 8 of Unit 2, where we will discuss thesis writing and or project writing and also synopsis writing. So first of all, I will give you the outline that what we are going to discuss in this particular video. Introduction to project writing and thesis writing, then its importance, then structure, and next topic synopsis writing and its structure. So first of all, what is project writing? A project report is a form of written communication prepared by professionals at the completeness of his research work. So when a professional completes his research work, this report is being made by that. It records all the data and its analysis, whatever research one has conducted, that is being analyzed. All the findings are being written in an objective manner, which contains all usual elements such as cover page, title page, table of content, summary, introduction, conclusion, and recommendations. Whereas thesis and dissertation is a long research report which can span from 2 to 5 years. It provides detailed written account of the data after conducting some survey. So some survey, research when carried out in a particular field, a topic is being chosen. So there a written account of that data, detailed analysis is written, where data analysis is there, findings is there, and finally you conclude what you have taken out as result of your research. Divided into various chapters, and also provides evidence of one's ability to carry out highly independent study and research. So it showcases one's ability, capacities. Now there is little difference between project and thesis or dissertation. Project, if you see, is comparatively less in detail than thesis, whereas it is a detailed analysis of data. It is less lengthy, it is more lengthy. It can be internal or external. It is based on specific research only. So now importance and significance, or you can say significance of report writing is to create an authentic work of research. Here when you write a report, then here you write, create an authentic work of research. Second point is extensive and most complex work of research. How? It is extensive because you go deep into the topic and then you research about that particular topic. So it is going too deep into the subject and complex. It is quite difficult. It is a complicated because you are involved for so many years into the research. So it is an enriching work. Then it improves researchers' subject knowledge. When you are finding on a data, a thesis is probably one of the finest thing by which a researcher or an individual can increase subject knowledge, because he is going too deep into the subject, referring various books and journals and resources from where he can gather information. So it is quite an intellectual task and it improves your subject knowledge. Then it enhances rational and reasoning skills, because you are finding in something on previous research, finding new. So it involves your critical ability, your problem solving ability, and rational and reasoning skills are automatically developed. You concentrate on several details of the topic carefully. Therefore analytical skills are bound to increase. And then it opens the door for future research. Why? You must also have taken a topic where you could have reviewed the literature of persons who have already done a research work. So your research work can be an open invitation for others, and it's an mature and independent thinking, it can be a thing that can be mined by other researchers. It showcases your intellectual capacity, because it demonstrates analytical and logical skills in you by writing, by involving in writing, editing, formatting, researching, finding, surveying, asking different people, referring to different resources. So it enhances your intellectual capacity. Now the structure of thesis writing. It is divided into title page, declaration or certificate, acknowledgement, and various others. So I'll go one by one. Title reflects the content of the thesis. Not only it should be concise, but also informative in nature. Other information that is included on the title page is first name and surname of the author. So your name, the researcher's name, whether it is a bachelor's thesis or master's thesis. Faculty and department, you have to affiliation where you have under whose guidance you have written this research paper, and then place and date of completion. Then comes declaration and certificate. So this is check the wording required by your institution and whether there is a standard format. So most of the institutes have their standard format by which you have to adhere with. So जिसका स्टैंडर्ड मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम ये होता है, दिस इज टू सर्टिफाई दैट द थीसिस ऑन द टॉपिक सो एंड सो इज सबमिटेड बाय दिस पर्सन, एम्बॉडीज हिज और हर. सो एक तरह से एक स्टैम्प है ऑफ योर इंस्टीट्यूट. थर्ड इज एक्नॉलेजमेंट. इफ यू वांट टू थैंक एनीवन who has helped you directly or indirectly in scientific matters or other essentials like food, educational resources, gene, money help, or any other advice or friendship, then it can be mentioned. The person's name can be mentioned in acknowledgements. Next is table of content. Table of contents carries all the list of items that have or topics that are there in the thesis, divided in various headings and subheadings. So like page number 1, the earlier pages should have Roman numerals. So iska ek format hota hai that has to be followed. Then fifth one is abstract and summary. It should contain a brief overview of the research. So abstract or summary, it gives a brief overview. Later on I'll also tell you the difference between abstract and summary. There is a little difference between abstract and summary. Then you give the introduction, what work, what research, what is your work, what you are going to survey in this, and what you have found. So this is a kind of short description of the problem that you have discussed in the whole paper. Next is literature review. Literature review is the past findings that you have mentioned or background information. So it contains information needed to understand the results. Start with the more general concepts and go into the detailed one. But you different literature statements after each other. It is usually 5 to 10 pages, not so long. Then materials and methods. Here you will mention how you did the experiment or what you have bought, purchased, or maybe received as gift for your research work. So here all the materials that you have used and the methods that you have applied to carry out your research is mentioned. Then the theory part. Here if your thesis belongs to science category, you should include one chapter for discussing the basic theory on which the thesis is built. ऐसे ही different subjects के it will be differently. Then results and discussions. Here you will discuss what research work you have carried out and what you have come to the conclusion that what has come out. So it includes various figures and tables in the thesis that makes audiovisual effect, that adds audiovisual effects and adds to your thesis or project. In results section you should also compare your results with those in literature. जो पहले से थे results आए थे, so you compare with them and tell the difference that this is the new thing that I have found. At the end the result should be an answer to your aim. जो aim, your objective you will set for finding the research work, for doing the research work, that will be accomplished in the by using certain words or sentences that reflect that your aim has been achieved. What hypothesis you had built earlier has been answered now with your research. Then conclusion and suggestions. So you conclude here, and if any suggestions or recommendations are there, you write here in this section. Then references. References are basically the citations, the sources which you have referred or consulted during your thesis. So there are standard formats like MLA and APA, and here you have to write all those citations from where you have taken help or whose content you have directly used in your research work. Then comes the appendices section. Here it includes those material that should be in the thesis but would break the flow or bore the readers unbearably. So that items could be placed in appendices. So this is additional information that you can put. It is not too large and is represented simply in the result chapters. So this was all about the structure of thesis writing. Now we move on to synopsis writing. Synopsis is a brief summary of the major points of subject or an abridgment or condensation of a work needed to proceed. It is a plan of your research project. So when you write a synopsis, this represents your plan, what research work you are going to carry out. What does it provide? It provides rationale for the research. What is the logic that you are finding out through this research? Its objectives, the proposed methods for data collection, recording formats, and questionnaires and interview guides that you are going to use or you have used in your research work. So synopsis is not too long. It does not exceed more than 4,000 words. It is somewhere between 3,000 to 4,000. It also has so many sections as a structure, but is less in volume than our thesis because it is a summary, short है. Now methods and structure of synopsis writing. A synopsis can be structured in title, statement of the problem define करते हैं, then aims and objectives state करते हैं, review of literature, research methodology, references and official requirements. So first of all, title is again brief and informative. Sensationalization of the title should be avoided. कोई news नहीं है, magazine के लिए feature writing नहीं कर रहे हो, so there should not be any sensationalization. Neither too short nor not too long. And any name of the institute, the number of cases should not be included in the title. So here a title has been given, which is an inappropriate one: study of ectopic pregnancy, and desired is study of ectopic pregnancy in relation to morbidity, morality and intermission. So it is incomplete. So you should take care, not too much information should be there, and the information should not seem as if it is incomplete. Then you state the problem, the research which you are going to carry out, and construct your research proposal, and build a hypothesis which should not be haphazard, that can be accomplished. So you state that problem that can be accomplished. Then comes aims and objectives. You set aims and objectives for carrying out the research work. It should be only 2 to 3, not more than that. They must pertain to the study problem. जो problem आपने set किए हैं, जो hypothesis आपने set किए हैं, usage of terms, first study, the only study, etc. should be avoided. So these are the things which you should avoid. Then review of literature. Review of literature again is the work done by others which you are going to mention, or as an introductory part you can say what you have read so far and now what you are going to find now. So it helps a researcher to understand the difficulties faced by others. Might be that research work is incomplete for others and a new insight is required. So you might be working on that new insight. Research methodology can be structured and modified after reviewing the literature. It also assists in identifying various variables in the research project and conceptualizations of this relationship. It also helps in assessing the knowledge of the researcher. The reviewer can access the work put by the researcher and also assist in assessing the possibility of the study. Okay. Relevant information should be covered in 300 words, quoting 8 to 10 authentic, easily retrievable references. Literature can be reviewed by journals, national or international bulletins of organizations like WHO, CDC, ICMR, etc. So these are some certain bodies by which it should be reviewed. Then only the authenticity is comes out of this. Some books, some computer-aided searches like Medline, Medlayer, and personal communication. Care must be taken to retrieve any relevant information. Then your research methodology is there, which is mentioned in about 150 to 200 words. It should cover study design, study settings, क्या sampling you have used, what variables you have defined and the controls, what methods you have used, data, what data you have collected, how you have analyzed, and ethically it is clear and has no it has created problem in no student. Then comes the references, which like it has been already discussed. As I said, MLA या APA style में you write the references. Then any official requirements that is required, like name of the researcher and designation. A synopsis is basically incomplete if it does not contain all this information. Name and designation of the guide, name and designation of HOD, name of the institute, signatures of all the official seal. So all these are required when you are publishing it. Synopsis writing is an important step in a research project. A good synopsis will give maximum information in minimum words, stating maximum information in minimal words. A well-conceived synopsis will go a long way in convincing the reviewer about the ability of the researcher to conduct the project. In case of financial assistance, also it helps. Also, research work should make efforts to prepare a well-structured synopsis. So whenever you are writing a long research paper, thesis आप लिख रहे हैं, or else you are writing a dissertation, it is required to write a synopsis which you give submit to various reviewers who reviews it and passes your research work. So this is a very essential document. I hope everything was clear, synopsis as well as thesis writing. Now, earlier we discussed about the report, and in the next video we will be discussing technical research paper writing. Thank you so much.